Siberia is a mysterious and harsh land where, beneath its serene beauty, lies a terrifying secret. Living on a volcano isn't just about the inhabitants of Sicily or Greenland. It's also about those who have settled in the Siberian region. Have you ever thought about the fact that right now, deep beneath Siberia's surface, there might be a threat of global proportions? We're talking about a real phenomenon capable of radically changing life on our planet. Beneath Siberia, a massive magma flow is forming, gradually heating the Earth's crust from within. This phenomenon is called a plume, and its power surpasses even the famous Yellowstone volcano. For comparison, Yellowstone is that very American supervolcano considered one of the most dangerous in the world. A magma plume is a giant column of molten rock rising from the depths of the mantle toward the Earth's surface. Its formation is linked to uneven heating of the mantle, where temperatures in certain zones significantly exceed surrounding levels. As a result, the molten rock, becoming less dense, rises upward, like bubbles in boiling water. As it moves toward the surface, the plume interacts with the lithosphere, the Earth's solid outer layer. If the plume is powerful enough, it can breach the lithosphere, creating volcanoes, or remain beneath it, causing significant geological changes. The Siberian plume is one of the largest in the world. Its diameter reaches 2,000 kilometers, and its height exceeds 3 kilometers. As it heats up, this enormous volume of magma expands, influencing underground magma flows. These changes can lead to seismic activity, volcanic eruptions, and tectonic shifts. The danger of the Siberian plume lies in the fact that it is 10 times more powerful than Yellowstone. If it were to breach the surface, its eruption could cover not only Russia, but also much of the planet in volcanic ash. The consequence wouldn't just be temporary cooling, it could trigger a full-scale ice age lasting decades. Scientists are already finding evidence of this threat. First, there's increased geothermal activity in Siberia. Methane and hydrogen emissions from the Earth's depths are rising. In the northern regions, mud volcano activity is growing, and temperatures in Siberia are increasing 2 to 3 times faster than the global average. This rise is driven by the Earth's internal heat. Second, there are traces of ancient eruptions linked to this plume. One of them occurred around 250 million years ago and is known as the Siberian Traps. Imagine standing in the heart of Siberia, where beneath your feet lies a fiery monster capable of wiping out all life on Earth. This isn't a movie plot, it's reality. At the center of this story is the enigmatic Putarana Plateau. Here, amidst breathtaking landscapes, one of the most powerful volcanoes in the planet's history once raged. This ancient monster still lurks beneath Siberia, and no one can say when it might awaken again. Scientists note that signs of its activity are already visible. Slowly but surely, it's accumulating energy, and one day it could burst to the surface with catastrophic consequences. The Putarana Plateau isn't just a reminder of an ancient catastrophe, it's also one of the most beautiful places on the planet. Its mountains, canyons, lakes and waterfalls remain almost untouched by time. Yet beneath this beauty lie traces of ancient volcanic processes. Layers of solidified lava reach up to 1.5 kilometers thick, and deposits of valuable minerals like iron, copper, nickel, and even diamonds remind us of the region's wealth. But what if this sleeping dragon awakens again? New lava flows, explosions, toxic gas emissions. All of this could descend upon a modern world unprepared for such trials. The consequences would be catastrophic. entire ecosystems would vanish, and the familiar world would turn into a desert covered in hardened lava. This isn't science fiction, it's a real threat worth considering. Since 2023, a video has been circulating on the internet with a certain elderly man who introduces himself as an expert in international law and appeals to world leaders with a request to pay attention to the coming catastrophe. It is supposed to break out around 2036. The internet is frightening with fiery magma that can destroy Siberia and the entire planet in a few years. Is this true? What does physicist Cholakian say about the Siberian plume? The essence of Cholakian's statement is as follows. According to unnamed data, there is an increase in pressure on the East Siberian platform from below, and the culprit is a magmatic plume under Siberia. That is, a vertical flow of magma, an incredibly hot flow of the Earth's mantle rock. A plume is not a new thing. A similar phenomenon, for example, is observed under the Yellowstone supervolcano. Closer to the Earth's surface, part of the plume melts, which leads to the formation of geysers and mud pots on the continent. But millions of years ago, this supervolcano really did erupt on a large scale. Cholakian and his followers are frightening that the plume can provoke an eruption. After that, ash clouds will allegedly fill the atmosphere, creating a volcanic winter, a rapid cooling over a huge territory, possibly the entire planet. In addition, the warming is not happening at such a huge speed, as the Cholakians say. A Russian-Japanese study says that high-temperature phenomena in Siberia are growing at a rate of 1.5% per 10 years. And low-temperature phenomena are decreasing by 1% every decade. What's wrong with Cholakian's statements about the Siberian plume? Firstly, Egon Cholakian's biography makes one doubt his scientific competence. He does not have an education as a physicist or climatologist. According to his own assurances, he studied at 118 educational institutions, but all of these were short courses in very different fields, with confusion in the names of the universities, without indicating the dates of study and so on. In addition, Egon calls himself a lobbyist in the US Senate and House of Representatives, but there is no evidence of this. Climatologist, Doctor of Geographical Sciences, and full member of the Russian Geographical Society Nina Zaitseva watched the video of Professor Cholakian and told Ura.ru that he broadcasts well-known things, while unjustifiably exaggerating the colours, and, what is important, does not offer anything. If his words were true, then some public organisations, and there are many of them on climate, would be interested in this. Head of the Seismic Hazard Laboratory of the IPERAS, Doctor of Physical and Mathematical Sciences, Alexei Zavyalov, spoke quite harshly about Cholakian's horror stories. There is no science at all in this so-called appeal. No scientific data is provided, only general words are heard, so there is nothing to comment on. I have never heard of a researcher named Cholakian before. I have never met him at any conference. Most likely, he just wants to attract attention to himself and create an image of the saviour of humanity. Zavyalov noted that he has repeatedly encountered researchers who allegedly make large-scale discoveries and want money for their developments. And when their theses are questioned, scientists are accused of narrow-mindedness and threatened with the destruction of humanity. Climatologist Alexei Kokorin even predicted that global warming will lead to the transfer of the Russian capital to Siberia around 2080. If average annual temperatures rise by 5 degrees, it will be very difficult to live in the European part of Russia in the summer due to the heat. The trend towards warming was confirmed to the Regnum news agency by Andrei Kiselev, a research fellow at the Voykov Main Geophysical Observatory. According to his data, it is getting hotter in Russia approximately 2.7 times faster than in the rest of the globe. However, none of the Russian climatologists are talking about any global catastrophe in the near future, especially related to magma and volcanic eruptions.
Therefore, Egon Cholakian's statements should be treated as a psychologically harmful horror story. And to overcome the consequences of global warming, which is inevitable due to human influence on nature, there is the Paris Agreement between the countries of the world from 2015.